not attempt to adjust your dial. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. It's your boy Big Vern. This is App Stupid, the fastest growing sports and entertainment show on these YouTube streets. You're welcome. Holla at us. Your boy Big Vern coming to you live from a wet Thursday here in the Midwest. 72 gonna be the high. They calling for storms today, 55 currently. So if you got to get your pets out, get them back in while it's nice and dry outside, but then get them back in before the storms come. Our first segment, Shedeur Sanders is suing the NFL for $100 million. Does he have a case? Go ahead and check that segment out. And then we talk some college football. Nick Saban's a bitch. He's sitting here trying to con Trump into stopping House v. NCAA. But here's one little thing he doesn't understand. Both sides have agreed to a deal. This is all for nothing. This is all a show. So do with that what you will. Now we're going to go ahead and talk some Michigan, the cesspool, the gift that just keeps giving. And a surprise, the Michigan Wolverines have now suspended coach Sherrone Moore for 2 games. Now, the wording on this is tricky because Moore has repeated recruitment violations in the C-19 era. He was a part of that. He wasn't a part of the sign-stealing scandal with Connor Stallions. That Mickey Mouse game of bullshit just went all around. And the reason that I'm calling it BS is that his suspension is not from the NCAA. His suspension is self-imposed. And also, the optics on this look bad because Moore wasn't the head coach when any of this went down. So you punish your own, but not Connor Stallions. Connor Stallions is alive and well. He's coaching at Bellevue High School in Michigan, but Moore has to be held accountable for Connor's crimes. That doesn't compute. It doesn't pass the smell test. Again, this is self-imposed. The NCAA could still drop the hammer on him for the things he actually did. Yeah, I'm not sitting here saying that Sherrone Moore was innocent because I know that he was one of the people who they had down as a repeated violation of recruitment. And for everything Jim Harbaugh did, he ran a cesspool down in Michigan. And we'll go over that when we get back from a quick 20. From a rap album, we pushing this money. It's your boy Big Vern. Give me a beat. It's your boy Big Vern pumping a new rap album this month. Key Glock, Glockavelli, in stores now. Get it where you legally consume music, whether it be Apple Music, Google Play, or Spotify. My personal favorites on the track, the entitled track itself, Glockavelli. Blue Devil's hard. Blue Devil's hard. Badu, she's ready. The Grinch is crazy. Whoever thought to do that beat like on that tempo? Give me a break. Paper Cuts, again, 3 a.m. in Tokyo. Key Glock, Glockavelli, in stores now. Shout out to South Memphis, Key Glock, Glockavelli. Y'all got y'all one of them ones because I enjoyed the project. So make sure you check that out. When we last left off on the other side of the content, we were talking about the criminality. We were talking about Sherrone Moore and his repeated violations for recruiting in the C-19 era. Now, if you need a quick spin the block moment for Michigan, there was Mike Weiss. He stole female athletes' data off their phones and taking these women's personal, intimate, compromising photos, and he began stalking the said women at Michigan, allegedly. Connor Stallions was stealing signs on the sidelines and even wore disguise on one person's sidelines of an opposing team. Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator, was having forbidden communications with a kid in high school outside of the recruitment window in June. I don't know how problematic that thing could have got if this kid would have said that Jesse had sent him something inappropriate. Now, you've got to go ahead and justify why is a grown man sending a kid in high school text messages and they're not related. Again, it's just the optics and the way that it looks. And if I got to tell you that it's bad for a grown-ass man to be texting a kid in the 10th grade, then you're already too far gone. The DB coach, Steve Clinkscale, he was the money man. He made it rain on recruits and their family. Then he hid evidence from his employer. All of this happened under Jim Harbaugh, who also was suspended by the Big Ten Conference, along with the NCAA. So Michigan has been a lawless land. And with all of that being said, I don't think that Sherrone Moore is going, I don't think that he needed to be suspended for 2 games for something Connor Stalions had did. So you can miss me with the idiot box. People push to pacify the masses. All of these people fled to evade justice from the NCAA. In fact, the more I think about it, Coach Moore is out here looking like the fall guy. The implication is that Moore deleted a 52 message text chain, allegedly, between him and Connor. Really? That's why you're going, and that's why you're suspending him for 2 games, because he deleted a text chain? Maybe he didn't want to be implicated in that text chain. Maybe he didn't want his name to be thrown around in it and just decided to delete it and block the number. But again, he didn't get hit with show cause. He didn't get hit with show cause in any of this. The only person that they had smoke for was Sherrone Moore. Everybody else got hit with show cause. Everybody else fled. Everybody else obstructed justice. And he was the fall guy. If you can remember, and you've been following the program for some time, back in October, I was asking people in the Michigan area, was this normal where you would have a coach who didn't have a contract? That's right. Sherrone Moore, he wasn't under contract. And he was coaching games week in, week out. He didn't sign his official contract to make him, on paper, the legitimate coach of Michigan until mid-October. That's fine. High five him. Problem. Season started in September. I was like, I don't understand. I thought that was one of the first things you did. But between you, the university president, the athletic director, everybody hammered the details out, and then it got signed. But now I see, connecting the dots, the other shoe has to fall. If they were going to give him the head coaching job, he was going to have to bear the brunt of all of the wrongdoing that was going on at Michigan while he was there. But he was only a coordinator. The guy who orchestrated every bit of this is now coaching in the NFL. So you see, he's the fall guy. And Connor Stalions, it's not like he's dead. It's not like Connor is working in the NFL. Connor Stalions is actually at a high school, coaching high school football in Michigan. You all go visit him. But now you're going to go ahead and make him take a 2-game suspension. The NCAA could drop a ruling on the investigation and say, hey, look, we got to go ahead and suspend Coach Moore. He's gone for 4 more additional games. Well, that's a big problem because Michigan, if they're missing their head coach for 6 games, there's only 12 games in a season. That can be very problematic. But again, that's what we got. So I guess the question at this point, let me know, is Sherrone Moore, is he the fall guy? Is he the fall guy for this? Because this is looking pretty shaky and pretty flimsy. Why would he agree to any of this if he didn't do any of this? Again, if you are listening to this pod, get in the comments. Let us know that we get it right. What did we leave out? This is Big Vern. We talk back. We'll be back. Top of the hour.